This is Dee with Divine Needle, and this is a follow-up reading on yesterday's reading. Um, the energy of the Tower card and the Ace of Pentacles sideways yesterday, and all the water energy back a couple of weeks ago or so. Can't remember exactly what reading. This card popped up, and I heard tidal wave. And I put that down yesterday, showing people the card that had indicated that. And with all that water energy, those readings will tell me multiple things, um, information about all kinds of stuff. And I have to cut them off because I could sit there for hours extracting more and more info. Um, and it quite literally wears me out when I'm plugged in like that. So, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to do this reading because the planetary alignments, I didn't get to show you guys this yesterday. So I'm doing a pre-recorded and upload real quick here. Today is June the 14th, and we are in the energy of the Sagittarius full moon, the strawberry moon. Um, so yeah, I wanted to show you guys the planets, and I just feel like so much more I could have pulled out of yesterday. Here's what the alignments were for today. And this was at 6 something this morning Central Time. 23 degrees, one in Gemini, one in Sag, full moon energy right there. And so we have the moon in fire energy and the sun in air energy. And then they're having communication with Neptune. And one of the other readers I watch, because I kind of am keeping a pulse on the planet basically when I do that, they pulled a card, Neptune, Earth Shaker, this morning. And they pulled that card multiple times, multiple mornings. Or multiple reads now, Earth Shaker. They're from Australia originally, but living in Greece. And yesterday I heard Between the Pillars. And that would indicate a certain area on the map, possibly. So, and then this morning's reading, I got the Two of Wands, Between the Pillars. That's the card that popped in my head, Two of Wands, and I heard Between the Pillars. I got the Two of Wands, the Purity card this morning. Believe in Magic, the two crows on there. And before I cut the stream off and I looked and I was like, the third card, Close Encounters, has two butterflies on it. So they're like tripling down on the pillars thing, on the twos. So anyway, here's the astrology. And we have Mars in Aries, home sign, with the Wounded Warrior today. And the expansive energy of Jupiter. Then we have Neptune, ruler of the waters and the depths, here in water, okay, in Pisces. And then we have Saturn retrograde, the stabilizer, the clock keeper, the timekeeper, in retrograde in air water sign of Aquarius. And then we have the retrograde Pluto in its home sign. Mercury just stepping back into its home sign after coming out of retrograde. It's like these two, Mercury and Saturn, switched places in the retrograde pattern. So And of course, we have Uranus and Venus and the node, North Node, in Taurus right now. Earth energy. So I'm just this communication between the moon, the sun, and Neptune has got me going, and this, and the fact that these two are retrograde on this side of it. And Neptune. Yeah. So these two, yeah, and the expansion energy of Jupiter, that's got me, yeah, going, ooh, ooh. So I'm going to go back to the reading. First, let me show you the earthquake map. When I hear the two pillars, there's a couple of things that come to mind. First of all, this line that divides the west and east here, that runs along this fault line here. So I think of that, first of all. And we do have some activity going on there in Georgetown, St. Helena, a 5.1 so far. And with that moon pulling out, that's going to be interesting. The other thing that really is calling to me is this line here, running between the pillars of Spain and Morocco, and this one running between Tunisia and Italy. This island is Sicily. Yeah. So this would affect this whole area for sure. Let's see, there's Turkey. Okay, here's Greece. See, the pillars of Hercules, comes to mind when I hear the two pillars. That's why I'm looking at this, and especially this. But we'll do the reading, try to hone in on this energy a little bit, okay? So back to the cards, and I'm going to use the deck where they first told me about this tidal wave energy. Okay. So what can you tell me? And another thing that's interesting, that tower energy, it's where the foundation crumbles, right? And that earth energy of the Ace of Pentacles coming in sideways like pockets, holes under the earth. I know that Yellowstone was closed due to flooding in the U.S. And that's affecting Idaho, Montana, that area. And there's houses sliding off their foundations because of the rain. So that energy, that's how it's affecting them over there. But let's see on this tower. I'm trying to hone in on that earth and all that water energy. And remember the cups and the earth pages, they just, yeah, we'll see what they have for us on this. So that tower energy yesterday, we want to dig into that energy a little bit more. What can you tell us today, now that we're into that moon right now? Okay. Focusing in, honing in on the details. Yes, that's what we want to do. Studying the fine details. That's exactly what we're wanting to do. Okay. What can you tell us about that? Three of Cups. For today. I'm going to move this over. There's that Ace of Pentacles again. Let's go to the bottom of the deck here. All right. Okay, I'm going to sit with the energy for a second. I'm just going to pause. I've got a lot coming in from this. I'm going to switch back to the desktop so you can see this again. You know, this Georgetown, St. Helena, and when I read that, Mount St. Helens popped into my head. And that's interesting. Right now, that area is getting a lot of water from what I understand. I haven't even looked at the weather maps. We're looking at this region. Getting a lot of water and foundations crumbling. But when I saw that Helena, that could be the earthquake they're talking about, but man, there's so much coming in from this. It's just a whopper. Hold on. The underlying right down here, this card, Queen of Fire, Mount St. Helens. I'll show you what I've got here. What I'm seeing here is in these cards, the flooding in that area, okay, and the runoff. Messengers of truth, learning the truth. And there's a mountain here in the background of this card. Okay. Looks very reminiscent of that area. And they wanted this deck. So they're trying to tell me more than they were telling me yesterday. Now here's something that's interesting. See this boy with the flowers? Giving it to the pale horse rider, right? The death. This is the same guy, okay? And that's his bounty, his bouquet, his earthly stuff, okay? He's holding it up. And then it feels like he switches into the Page of Wands, yelling, alert, alert, fire, um, fire energy. And the water energy. It's like, they're not paying attention. They're not paying attention. And then the properties, the chemical properties coming to perfection, basically. And when I see this victory card in this deck, I'm feeling, see the red and the ring here, a ring of fire. That could be indicating earthquake in the ring of fire and possible tsunami there. Fire, earth, and the devastation to that bush. See, he's holding the bush up. Devastation to the bush. And then here we go with the High Priestess energy between the pillars, first of all, and we got the full moon underneath. The Priestess between the pillars. And pillars can be columns of water, columns of fire, right? And then being bound by the threads of fate. See, this card is very smoky in the background. And there's two pillars. So people getting stuck by the rivers and unable to get away because of it. This one feels like Mount St. Helens. And that's St. Helena, Georgetown. St. Helena, right? Everything's connected. Don't forget that. Everything. See, this particular death card has a bunch of fire energy. And the bush he's holding up is here, and then it's here. The results of this energy. Being seen. It's being seen. It's missed, and then it's being seen. It's missed because they're so focused on the water. They're focused on the water. They're missing the fire. They're missing the fire. That would be not good. And we've got this earth energy again and the devastation. So they're talking about a whole nother event besides the earthquake tsunami energy they were talking about yesterday. And they're getting a deluge up in that area. of water, and it would make them miss the fire, not see it, because they're focused on the water. But there's fire screaming from the mountaintops. There's fire! Help! Right? His bush gets caught on fire. This guy, what he was growing. And this is what is the result of that bush. What happens in the ring of fire? The calms of between the pillars. What are you guys? I know they're trying to tell me more. Let me. Oh, I gotta dig. Hold on a second. We'll get some clarifying cards here. Just to make sure we're going the right direction here with this. Because I think we are. Tell me about the Six of Wands. Tell me about the Six of Wands. And this is happening. You know, I got the 3 twos. The Two of Wands between the pillars. I got the 2 crows and the 2 butterflies. Remember, they happen in sets. These things happen in sets of 3s. 3 twos. 3 twos. Okay. Tell me more about the Six of Wands, please. We're so focused on the water, we're missing the fire. Tell me more about the Six of Wands, please. Tell me more about the Six of Wands. Okay, that one did weird. Oh, I'm holding the deck upside down. Everything happens for a reason, so we'll leave it. No longer in the cave, no longer under the earth. The Hermit. That's a sleeper that's awakened. A sleeper that's awakened. Not hiding anymore. Being seen. See, not hiding anymore. Being seen. First it's missed because everybody's focused on the water. Oh boy. Okay. Tell me about the Death card. Tell me about the Death card. Transition energy, I know that, but see fire between the pillars. Here's the pillars. Clarification on the Death card. Sorry, my wheels are spinning when I do that. They'll not give me a card sometimes because I'm not focused on the energy of the Death card. So I'm going to get it focused in on clarification for that Death card. Clarification for the Death card. Clarification on the Death card. King of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Well, that's Scorpio. King of Cups, kings are the fixed signs and the death card. Scorpio energy and independence. Communicating independence. Now on the microcosm, I can see a whole different story playing out, but I'm trying to focus in on oh, that's interesting. Okay. King of Cups, Scorpio card. And see the bird. The King of Cups is Scorpio, and that's the fixed sign of Gabriel whispering in your ear. Guidance. It says guidance. I'm just going to put those up there. Water liberating fire. Water liberating fire. Is that what the alchemical reaction is going on there? These floods are liberating fire energy? They're the action. They're like the catalyst? It feels like this is the catalyst. On the microcosm, this is a Virgo and a Scorpio having a chat. But it's like the water energy releases this transformational energy. The fire. The alchemy of being seen after not being seen. Because too focused on the water. Too focused on cups. She's a fire, all right. She's a firecracker, literally. Absolutely a firecracker, this one. What can you tell me about this? See, this transition brings a new start after devastation. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. Fire on earth. Stripping the trees. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles, please. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. Feeling left out in the cold because of all the water, the Ten of Cups. Healing, great strength after being defeated. Okay. That says it all. So the Five of Pentacles is doubled down on. Feeling left out of the cold from all the water. Okay, my ear is itching. What's that supposed to mean? Anything? Maybe not. And my kitty cat is begging for my attention. Attention, right? Trying to figure out if there's anything else I'm supposed to really look at. It's like sleeping fire gets seen after being missed. So in the microcosm, being so into our emotions and so internally, we're not seeing the passion in life, right? That's microcosm. But macrocosm, this is some sort of, I feel like a queen of fire. Like that could even be like Mount St. Helens or one of them that are named after a female. That means this could be anywhere in the world. But I felt everything's connected in that whole St. Helena thing. I'm like, Mount St. Helens? That popped in my head, and then we get this Queen of Fire, and yeah. I'm like, yeah. There's Mount St. Helens right there, and there she is in the background. So I do think we're looking mostly at the U.S. here. It could be someplace else, but I think it's fire that was sleeping is being seen, suddenly coming out of the cave, out of being dormant, right? The Hermit, dormant, no longer dormant. It was in reverse. Remember the deck? The whole deck was in my hand reversed, and nothing happens by chance. There are no coincidences. That was supposed to be like that. Then I did flip the deck back upright when I noticed it, but that card was meant to be upside down. Okay. Well, I dug a little deeper, didn't I, and found out even more than I was expecting. So, possibly a volcano awakening. They're not noticing it because they're so focused on the water. But I still feel between the pillars energy could be like earthquake over either between us and Europe on that fault line, where it's popping off with Georgetown, St. Helena, or between the pillars that over there, between Spain and Morocco, and or in that fault line that runs through there, goes by Greece and everywhere else. When they say between pillars, it can be so many things. But the pillars of Hercules. So that could be what they're meaning about that. I haven't worked with this world card deck in a while. See, I just turned this over, stuck like Chuck. Trapped because of the water. trapped because of the water. And then this is unleashed because of the water. And everybody's so focused on the water, they don't see the fire. That's wild. Okay. I'm going to... They told me to take the top card off the deck. This is in the United States. This particular scenario. So it is Mount St. Helens, I believe. Or in that chain of volcanoes over there. Something about the water makes that queen come to life. Right here. All the perfect scenario brewing. Right? There you go. It's funny because that card slid off the top of the deck and was sitting here during the whole reading. I'll show you. I'll move this whole stack over. I put the whole stack down. And when I put it down, this card slid and was like this the whole reading. So it was right here. And I just picked it up, flipped it over. Bingo, bango. There's your answer. At least for that scenario. Let me see if I can figure out that earthquake tsunami energy too. See if I can get a location on that. Not promising anything, but we will look. These cards have been amazingly accurate for me in the past, and they feel very accurate here. Like I said, it feels like this is US. And that was doubling down on that theory. See, it says Washington, D.C., but this is Washington State. Mount St. Helens. Yeah. It's over there. Washington State, not D.C. Okay. Earthquake, tsunami. That chain is popping off. I looked at the map. Cuba. Cuba is in the crossfire right now. Let's zoom this out and take a look. Let's go down in here. See, here's Puerto Rico right here. Okay. Right there. Here's Cuba. And we have this fault line here. So Cuba could be affected. Any place else? Any place else? Is this what stirs up the red tide in Florida? Oh, wow. I got stuff flying. That's on top of my thumb. Iraq. Let's see what else flew out. Bahamas. That's down in that region too. The Bahamas are out over here. Right here. So Bahamas, Cuba. We got something going on with Canada, maybe. Bosnia, Herzegovina. Those feel like side notes, kind of like this Iraq thing, but just remember they're out there. Portions of the world that are affected by all this. This makes sense. This makes sense. Between the Bahamas and Cuba. There's this fault line here. Oh, shoot. I didn't show you guys. Let me show you. Da-da-da-da. Right there, this fault line. Here's the Bahamas right here. And here's Cuba. That's no accident. We have some stuff popping off in Puerto Rico right now. But yeah, so we've got multiple things in this reading. Remember, everything is connected. And we definitely, there was an earthquake up here in Northern California, but this region, Yellowstone, they're really, really, really seem to be focused in on Mount St. Helens. Let's see. I'm going to pull up the map, show you the area, just so you guys can get an idea of Mount St. Helens. Give me a second, and I'll get it out there. Get us to that area. See, they're having water in Montana. That whole area is getting hammered with water. There's the Boise National Forest. Let me find Mount St. There's Mount Hood. Mount St. Helens is definitely Washington State. I'm positive about that because I remember my uncle lived there when Mount St. Helens went off last time. Where are you? Olympia. Where is Marysville? Where are you, Mount St. Helens? Let me just type it in. Hang on. I know this is taking a hot minute, but Mount St. Helens. There it is. All right. Now, I need to switch the camera back over. Here we go. Here's a trip to Mount St. Helens. Crater, glacier, lava dome. Oh, there she is. Sleeping giant. Sleeping giant's awakening. Mount St. Helens. They're so busy with the water, with the flooding up in that region, that they're missing the fire. Then we got Mount Adams over here. And just to give you guys an idea where this is, for you guys that don't know geography very good or what have you. Here's Portland, Oregon down here. And this is near the border of Washington and Oregon. And let me zoom out. See, that's up in Canada. Maybe that's why the Canada card came out, because it might affect them somewhat too, if that goes crazy. See, here's Yellowstone over here. We're so focused on the water here in Yellowstone that they're not paying attention to Mount St. Helens. Right here, that's Mount Rainier. Where are you, Mount St. Helens? There she is. See, there's Mount Adams, St. Helens. This is a chain, Mount Rainier, a chain of volcanoes there. But they're indicating this girl right here. Anyway, okay, so that's what they're going after. Maybe that's what they meant by between the pillars. These two. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to see if I get anything else. No, 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 no. Kyrgyzstan, Uganda, Belarus, Ukraine, and Malta. I feel like these all go over here with this energy. I'm just going to put these down so you can see them. Possible affected regions by this energy of what's going on with the full moon. Ukraine, there's no doubt about that. Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, I mean, Bosnia, Herzegovina, How come I can't pronounce that right now? And I just pronounced it a minute ago like it was nothing. Saturn retrograde, Malta. But there's definitely something that's happening here. This could be also indicating about that, the red tide. Remember, because that's something, and that's off of Florida. It's like they're so focused on the water, they're not seeing the red, the fire. Okay. So this could also be doubling down on that too. They're so focused, yeah, on having a good time that they're not seeing the red in the water, right? So possibilities. Anyway, I'm going to cool my jets there. I think these cards particularly were very, but these are other places that are going to be affected by it. And I know for whatever reason, I'd almost have to pull cards on those individually to tell you what's the reason was why. We have a good idea what Ukraine's all about, right? Anyway, try to have a good week, even with this crazy energy, and try to stay balanced as much as possible. I know it's hard too when you have tower energy, right? Anyway, yeah, that's it. So, talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.